So, sexual harassment at workplace. Okay, I have made a few notes for you so that you can have a cooked meal. Okay, for the exam. It is helpful for the semester exam as well as for men's exam for various competitive examination. If you write those aspects only, then you will have you can score a decent amount of marks. Okay, so yeah, so sexual harassment at workplace, what is it actually? It is refers to unwelcome and inappropriate behavior of a sexual nature that create hostile and uncomfortable environment for employees. Okay, so whenever some unwelcome or inappropriate behavior are shown towards some female employee, okay, sometimes it may be male family as male uh, employee as well, so that it create a hostile and uncomfortable environment, okay, for the employee. That is actually sexual harassment at workplace. By the way, the most important and most good thing is our government of India has, has a act regarding this. Okay, it is sexual harassment of women at workplace prevention, prohibition and redressal act. That is in the year of 2013. So it is, well organized act are there, which intervene the all the abuse and all things related to sexual harassment at the workplace. So now it may be physical, it may be physical, verbal, non-verbal conduct. Showing pornography as well come under the purview of the sexual harassment at workplace. Okay, and any form of discrimination based on gender is also come under this act. Okay, and psychological consequences or need for strong prevention and intervention measures within the organizations are the things which are incorporated in the act itself, so that the better environment could be provided for the employee. Okay, so I made some notes in that regard, so that you will have a cooked meal, as I mentioned before, so that you can write it down in the exam paper as well for the semesters, and as well as for the competitive men's exam. Okay, this is very useful for the men's exams, and definitely it's also useful for the semester exam as well. Okay, those are the few points which are need to be inculcated, mm, so that you can score a good mark. Okay, legal framework. So as I mentioned that it is an act, okay, which has been, passed by our legislation in the year of 2013. Okay, and this is legal frame, and the name of the act is um, harassment of okay, so the name of this act is sexual harassment of a woman at workplace. Okay, and this is prevention, prohibition and redressal act. Okay, so sexual harassment of women at workplace. This is prevention, prohibition and redressal act, and 2013, sorry. So this is the act, okay, which is has been passed by our parliament and legislation. So this act provide the safeguard and the good environment for the employee, for any organization. So that is legal framework. Definition, as I mentioned, that whenever some unwelcome and inappropriate behavior if created by some employers or some other employee, so that the employee get disturbed, okay, in the workplace. So this is the definition which I have already mentioned before. Applicability, the applicability of this act is throughout India. All the organization, all the sector are come under this purview of this act, so that uh, no organization create can create some unwelcome and inappropriate environment. Okay, so that's it. Internal complaint committee, this is the committee which must be created by all organization, so that a good and a lucid assistance could be provided to the employee while he or she is in work. Complaint procedure, there are also complaint procedures are also there, so that a aggrieved person can complain regarding the sexual harassment in the workplace. Confidentiality, confidentiality is very important because we live in a society. So everything, a woman's dignity could be could be, I mean, harmed by the, if we broke the confidentiality. So confidentiality, it must be within the organization. Organization are authorized to take some actions, and the employer must be informed regarding this to the, to the, I mean, competent authority regarding the sexual harassment at the workplace. Okay, retaliation is one of the most important. It actually covers the revenge, the act, that is sexual harassment of women at workplace, actually prohibit the retaliation mode. Okay, yeah. So the revenge and all things are prohibited by this act. Online applicant, so there is a provision in this act, so that the victim can apply or complaint online. Okay, for the harassment at the workplace. There is a provision for the penalty. Okay, penalty, if some violation done, or employer doesn't take necessary steps, okay, regarding the abuse or unwelcome or inappropriate uh, environment creation, so that the employer need to pay as a penalty. Okay, there are provision for the redressal as well in the act itself, that is sexual harassment of women at workplace prevention prohibition redressal act 2013. Okay, awareness campaign, this is very important. Okay, the organization have to, I mean, spread the awareness, so that the people get aware about the act and the consequences and the punishment and the all the aspects which are incorporated in this act itself, so that no employee get disturbed in the workplace itself. Workplace. Okay, education is one of the vital, so that the people get aware about the consequences of the act. And if someone is, someone's rights are violated at the workplace, then they get some penalties and punishments are there. So this education need to spread throughout the organization, and through and to the all employee work out there. Change in culture, our society has a huge problem that our culture is, we create some culture such a way, so that this kind of I mean this kind of instance we have to uh, face. So this kind of culture need to be changed, and some prevention measures are also there in the act itself. Okay, you can have this, you can take the screenshot for this. I have pointed out all the necessary steps, okay, which are required to understand about this act, that is sexual harassment of women at workplace prevention prohibition and redressal act. Okay, so legal framework, as I mentioned, okay, that India has a well defined legal framework. The definition, as all we know, that unwelcome and conduct of, you know uh, sexual nature that interfere with the woman's work at the workplace. Okay, so that offensive environment could create. Okay, so those are the things applicable. It can apply all the organization and workplace. Okay, internal committee complaints, employer are required to organize. Okay, employer need to organize, so that good environment can be established. Okay, and yeah, there is a requirement when there is more than 10% in a organization, there is, it is necessary to make some committee. Okay, that is internal complaint committee. Okay, Next, complaint procedure. Okay, it's the act mandate a formal complaint procedure allowing victims to report incident and seek for redressal. Confidentiality. Look, the act emphasizes the maintaining of the confidentiality of the complainant, the accused, and the proceeding. Penalty, including fines, possible imprisonment, and severe if something happened. Okay, okay. So, and awareness and training need to provide by the employer so that this kind of situation uh, not cannot happen. Okay, retaliation, as I mentioned, that it is kind of revenge which this act prohibits for this kind of things. Redressal is one of the thing that when ICC are empowered, okay, that is internal complaint committee is empowered to recommend action against the accused, and this ranging is counseling to the termination. Okay, right from the counseling to termination, the has been taken care by the internal complaint committee. Okay, so now next move to the legal recourse. Okay, if dissatisfied with the ICC's decision, then victim can approach the local complaint committee, that is LCC. Okay, this is also a good, I mean, provision there in the act. Online reporting. Okay, if some violation happen, then online it can be applied. And next, the time limits are also there. Okay, it must be addressed within the 3 months. There are some provision which it can delay to some extent. Prevention measures are also there in the act itself. Okay, employer must undertake measures to prevent the sexual harassment, including sensitization workshop. Okay, and awareness program need to, arranged for this, and the culture need to be changed. Okay, so and the most important case associated with this is Visakha versus state of Rajasthan, which we have discussed so far, are also here in the guideline of the Visakha as well. You can go through all these things again. Just take a screenshot of this or write it down so that you can, you know it will help you for better understanding. Okay, we have already discussed the definition and all things. Responsibility of the employer, internal complaint committee. Okay, next is complaint mechanism, inquiry processing, penalties are also there. Okay, and support for the complainants, prevention and awareness, no retaliation. Okay, and the reporting mandates. There are also, and this is the case. Okay, Bisakha versus State of Rajasthan, which is a landmark case in this field, that is sexual harassment at the workplace for a woman. And another case was, look, Medha Katwal Lele versus Union of India. In this case, it is highlighted that the guideline of the Bisakha need to be followed. Okay, and this responsibility is totally to the employer, so that the all the guidelines are taken place in the organization. Okay, so that's it. If you go through with this notes, then you can have a good answer in the semester exam as well as in the competitive exam for men's writing. Okay, so that's it. A little bit about me. I am a university topper. Okay, and I scored 90% in the exam, so it will help you immensely. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Have you a nice day. Bye.